Hello and welcome to the Broke But Not Broken podcast. All right, I'm going to record an episode kind of at a random time for me because I don't think I'm going to have time otherwise. And I got to get one out before Sunday because I am on the longest streak of my life in terms of outputting podcasts. On time and on the right day. Maybe not on time, but at least on the right day. So let's see what's going on. I watched a couple of plays recently. Last year, I watched a recording of the play Prima Facie in theaters, and it was so good that I was excited to find out it was coming to actual Broadway in America. And I saw it live, and it's amazing. I think it's still running on Broadway. Everybody needs to see this play. Jodie Comer is the only actress in the play. It's a one-person play. It's about the inequalities of gender when it comes to cases about race. Not race, sorry. Rape. Big difference there. Yeah. I don't want to spoil it because it's a really good play. It's a must-see. You should check it out. Again, Prima Facie now on Broadway, I believe. Let me see when it ends real quick. Because they actually extended the run. That's how good it was. This is a one-person play, and I'm telling you, it was amazing. Let's see here. It is running through Prima Facie Broadway last day. Let's see here. Sunday, July 2nd, but they extended it. So now it's July 8th. Yeah, sorry. July 2nd. July 2nd. So yeah, July 2nd, you have to until plenty of time. Check out the play, Prima Facie. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. And if you want a fun little fact, Prima Facie means, it's a law word. It means based on the first impression, accepted as correct until proved otherwise. AKA, innocent until proven guilty. A phrase we all have heard around. Then I watched a off-Broadway play called Regretfully, So the Birds Are. It's a play by someone named Julia Izumi, and I thought this one was also really fun. It's no longer running. I got to catch it at the end. Actually, before I talk about the play itself, let me talk to you guys about some logistical stuff. So I bought tickets to see this play quite a while ago, and I ended up going to the wrong theater on the day of. I might have talked about this already, but just in case, I'm going to rehash it real quick. And I went to the wrong theater, and what happened was I realized I was already I already got to the wrong theater late, so I didn't even go to the play at all because I was like, who knows if they'll let you in, because some of these plays, they don't want to let you in late. And I didn't want to take the risk, and I was already annoyed. So I went home, I emailed support, and they told me it's possible for me to get tickets to a different day of the show. It's possible, as in, like, if there's room available on the day I request it, then they can give it to me. So there was like 3 days left before the show ended, and I called on a Friday, I believe, a Thursday or Friday, I don't know. And I was like, hey, I ordered tickets a while ago, I didn't go, blah blah blah. Will you be able to let me in today and like honor my previous tickets? And they gave me the okay. Got the last row, but it was great because the seats were elevated very nicely, and this play was really really fun. It didn't take itself too seriously. I don't even know how to explain. It's just, yeah, it was fun. It was like just a bunch of little, a family, all having their own issues. It was a comedy, I would say, at its core, but it was pretty chaotic. And I really don't know how to explain it. Yeah, but it was great. I had a good time. I laughed a lot. The comedic timing was great. Yeah, it's fun to watch some really chaotic creative stuff. Better than just always, like stories like Romeo and Juliet and stuff like that. That's where I feel like theater is like at its best. That's where I love it the most. I'm a little distracted for two reasons. One is because I'm waiting for pizza that's on its way. Papa John's has a new item. Well, they have a new version of a newish item. So the newish item, which I think came out maybe last year or 2 years ago, it's called the Papadia. It's basically like two pizzas slices on top of each other, right across it on the top and bottom, kind of like a little sandwich, pizza sandwich basically, like papadilla, quesadilla. So now they have like the special limited Doritos ranch papadilla, which has like the Doritos ranch seasoning and ranch dip. So that sounds kind of awesome. But the food reviewers I watch said it was something special, so I don't my hopes aren't too high, but I am a sucker for new items, especially limited ones, especially collab limited ones. So I'm going to give my own review, see what's up. Maybe I'll do it during this podcast. Who knows? Yeah. Oh, and I'm also distracted because I'm watching the new WWE premium live event, Backlash. I was gonna say pay-per-view, but they call it a premium live event now instead of pay-per-view. Yeah, I'm watching a match right now. I'm not giving it my full attention, but I'm just trying to, get little glimpses here and there, so I don't miss out on the full experience. Awesome. So I have 3 concerts coming up this May. The first one, I'm gonna go see K-pop girl group Mamamoo in 2 weeks. I want to say 1 week, 2 weeks, and then in 3 weeks I'm gonna go see Man with a Mission. And then the day after that, I'm actually flying to Canada because I'm gonna go see Survive Said the Prophet. They're a Japanese rock band, and it's the first time they're coming to North America, but they're coming to Canada. And they're coming to an anime convention in Canada called Anime North. So I bought tickets to the day they're coming, and I'm going to be spending only 1 day in Canada, unfortunately, due to saving budget. And because I'm mainly going for the concert, so I just want to save where I can. But I'm gonna try to make the most of my 1 day in Canada. Going to Toronto specifically, and I'm gonna try to knock out all the Canada foods like poutine, for example. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, I've been enjoying listening to Survive Said the Prophet's music. I found out about them through the anime Vinland Saga, which is a really good anime. I need to get on watching season 2. That's a whole can of worms there. Jotting a note to talk about later. Yeah, I'm excited. I hope everything goes well because again, we're only there for 1 day, and I gotta fit the concert in, and I want to be front row. So, yeah. Hope everything goes well. I have to see if how to credit cards work and stuff like that. I gotta get my passport. Yeah. There's one thing I'm quite annoyed about, and that's it's really my paranoia. So like on the cheaper flights, you are only allowed to take out a personal item, which is not a carry-on. Some people might be confused. Personal item is the thing that goes under the chair, or the carry-on is the thing that goes in the upper compartment. So, sorry, the match got really good right now. Oh no. Yes. Okay. Personal item. And the dimensions for the airports I'm taking, they're about 1 inch bigger than 1 inch smaller than my backpack. But like, I genuinely feel it's not a big deal because my backpack is gonna be like very squishable. I can literally fold it in half. Like that's how squishable it is. And everyone tells me that I should be fine, but I'm paranoid about it. But then I think about it realistically. If they do make me check it as a check-in bag, I gotta pay like $30, and that's not the end of the world. So I think I'm gonna take that risk. Although I thought of a really stupid solution, right? Like I said before, my backpack I can basically fold in half because there's barely any stuff in there. And the reason why I'm bringing a bag so big in case I want to bring some stuff back. But it's like literally just an inch bigger than their website's requirements. What was I going to say? Yeah, what if I just did this? Like, hear me out, okay? I take a tote bag, right? A tote bag for sure is way smaller than the requirements, or like the average tote bag. I just fold my backpack in half. I just stuff it in the tote bag, and then boom, problem solved. My tote bag is a well-fitted personal item, and as soon as I get on the plane, I'll just take it out of the tote bag and put stuff in. So like that would 100% guarantee, like I don't have to pay for any 100% guarantee I don't have to pay for anything at least going to Canada. And then on the way back, if my bag becomes fuller and I can't fold it in half because I brought stuff back, then I would have to pay if anything. So I think I might do something stupid like that. I'll report back, of course. I'll talk about more about my Canada trip when I come back from the trip. I'm still planning stuff. The Toronto map is kind of misleading. I'm used to walking in Manhattan, like long distances, and I thought it would be the same for Toronto because it looked like the same amount of distance, but everywhere I'm planning is like 40 minutes walking in between, which I don't mind walking 40 minutes. It's just that, how do I say this? It's just that I have to, I'm trying to make the most of the day. So all those 40 minutes are going to add up, and I don't have much time to hang out in Toronto when I have to go to the convention. Because I also want to enjoy the convention because I'm paying for a convention ticket, right? Wow, this match is really good, and I'm barely even watching it, but it's really good. It's the Raw Women's Championship match between Bianca Belair and Io Sky. If Io Sky won, that would be absolutely amazing, but I don't think she's gonna win. But it's a really good match, to put it simply, though. So even though when Io Sky will lose, I know people are gonna say it's a good match for sure. That's great. They're doing Backlash in Puerto Rico this year. That's new. I think Bad Bunny might actually main event. Yes, Bad Bunny, the artist. I don't know what kind of music does he do. I don't even know. But yeah, if you know the name, you know the name. My pizza should be here any second now. So I'm waiting for that bell to ring. And then what else? Okay. Let's jump to a new topic. Jury duty. And I don't mean the act of doing jury duty, which is required by all U.S. citizens once you turn 18 or something. There's a show called Jury Duty, which was made by the people who made The Office. So the premise of the show is like, they interviewed like so many people, and they picked one person out of like 1,000 applicants, and they brought this guy in, and he was under the impression that he was like going to do jury duty, but it was gonna be like documented for, I guess, like a documentary. And then he was put into a court case, or he was, selected in quotes amongst a bunch of other jury candidates. And he along with the other jury members, the judge himself, and like the judge and jury security, and the plaintiff and the defendant, all of them, everybody in the case was Bianca Belair just won. No shocker there. Everybody in the whole. One second, I think the pizza here. Alrighty, pizza is here. Okay, I can stop. Distractions will be minimized now. Where was I? Yes, I was talking about jury duty. And yes, so everybody in the whole court case, everybody, the lawyer, the security, and all that, they're all actors. But this one guy doesn't know. He's like just an innocent dude. I mean, that's the premise of the show. Like how it was recorded, all episodes, and he's revealed at the end that he is the actor. So if you don't notice and you pull away your suspensive belief or whatever, I don't know if that's the right term. In the show is it can be really enjoyable and like unique, and like it's something you probably haven't seen, like idea that you haven't heard of before. But the problem is I kind of knew before even watching that he was like an actor, and then my suspensive belief was kind of it's kind of hard to adjust to it, like because I knew about it too much before going into it. But yeah, I think the show was okay. It's a weak recommend for me. If if The Office is like one of your favorite shows, then I highly recommend this show because I feel like it's the same like energy you get between both shows, the mockumentary style, but apparently this is actually real for one person, which is like again it's a super unique concept. How do I say? Yeah, jury duty. Weak recommend for me, but that sounds more negative than I'm trying to give it. It just wasn't something I would care to recommend. But I think again, if you like The Office, like, if you really like The Office, which I know a lot of people do, I would really recommend the show to you for sure. I wrote in my notes, I don't know, so I don't really know what to talk about. So I don't know. So I'll skip that. So something I did recently out of my comfort zone, although it wasn't that hard to do, was that I applied to be I applied for like a play, basically. It's not like a Broadway play, it's more like indie / off Broadway. And so what they wanted from me was a 30-second clip of me telling a joke or a monologue. And so I decided a joke might be a better fit for me. Again, I'm not expecting to get this role or whatever like opportunity at all. I just thought like it's 30 seconds of effort, and if I do get the opportunity, I would put my all into it. And I would like to be in a play once in my life. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, I know I'm probably not the candidate that they were looking for. I have no acting experience. I don't have the best voice, I guess. I can't dance or sing. But I was like, I tried because I want to live my life with less regrets. So if I didn't try, like, that would be a little regret for me. So yeah, I did a joke, and I consider myself to be a pretty funny guy. Like, not like the world's funniest guy, but I think I'm pretty funny like overall. That's kind of like one of my positive traits, in my opinion, about myself. And so, but I'm like funny like in situational or like within a conversation. I don't really like. I don't know how to like joke right like a stand-up comedian. So I had to try for once because I feel like telling a joke wouldn't work for demo to send someone because a joke is usually like my kind of joke, like what do you call a bird with two wings or whatever. Like that requires like someone else to respond, and since I'm doing it by myself, I feel like it wouldn't translate well. So I had to write kind of like a situational story type of joke, and I'm not gonna say the joke because I feel a little bit it's kind of already hard for me to record. But I'll tell you the premise. So the premise was this: I start the joke by introducing the fact that I always find it funny how people are always like, ill. You watch that, it's fake when it comes to me watching WWE, right? And then that's like the first part of the joke, the setup, and the second part of the joke is where I explained that I don't do that to other people. Like when they're watching like a Marvel movie, I don't say, like it's a sad moment in a Marvel movie. I'm like, why are you sad? It's fake, right? Like a moment where like Thanos snaps his fingers and kills half the population on Earth. Like why you why are you sad? It's fake, right? And I do like a really sassy snap because the way Thanos kills people is with a snap. And the joke by kind of having the second layer joke where like my snap is extraordinarily sassy, and I explained that I didn't really watch the movie, but I'd like to imagine Thanos had a really sassy snap. So I thought, I did a little body humor with a joke. I think it was okay. I think it was a pretty solid joke for my first time writing a joke. I could have probably done a better take. I did only did 3 takes, and but I was already like, this is already hard enough for me already. So I was like, this is good. Like doing better is not going to improve my chances, I feel. So I did what I did. What else? Oh, so speaking of wrestling, what was I going to do? Heel versus face. What was this for? Heel versus face. Heel versus face. All right. I applied for this scholarship for this coding boot camp, which I'll talk about later. And in the scholarship, it asked me to record a 2-minute video of me teaching anything of my choice, a topic of my choice. So I wasn't sure what to do. What I did end up doing was a math lesson on why does 0 factorial equal to 1. I don't know how to explain that in words, but yeah, that's what I ended up submitting. But what I originally was going to submit was a little bit of a tiny little lesson on a wrestling heel and a wrestling face, like what those like terms mean. So I'll share with you guys here at the podcast. So I'll pull up my notes for that real quick. Yeah, I right here. I used to watch wrestling with my grandpa all the time when I was younger, and I still do today. Yes, I know it's scripted, aka, but that does not mean it's fake. Because there are real people putting their real bodies on the lines, and they get injured all the time. There's a reason why it's called WWE, because it stands for World Wrestling Entertainment. And like with this, in any show or play or anything creative or meant for entertainment, it's important to suspend your belief and enjoy the product, like any fictional story. So then I transitioned to I want to talk about the aspect of faces and heels. So quick definitions of face, which is short for baby face, are the good guys. They're the ones who come out and the crowd is cheering for them. And heels are the bad guys, the ones being booed, right? And I didn't realize when I was younger how important it is for both the heels and the faces to be included. So like when heels would show up, I would always get angry and upset because they would always like to beat my favorite wrestlers, and in very like cheating ways too, which is even more upsetting. It was even like they won clean. But now as I'm older, I really appreciated the stories that these heel wrestlers told, and I'm actually a fan of a lot of them. Like when they came out to do cheap tricks or have others help them win, I got emotional when I was a kid, emotionally angry and annoyed and frustrated. But the fact that I was emotional in any sense, happiness or sadness, is what makes a show good, because it brings the emotion out of a person. Cause that's what they're meant to do. So when a heel comes out, the louder they're booed, from their perspective, that's their applause. They love those boos because that means they're doing an amazing job as a heel, right? And because they're always cheating their way to victory, and faces always end up, taking the short end of the stick, that moment where the face wins is like that true underdog story, right? And it feels so much grander when the face wins. So yeah, and then I was basically summing it up where everything in the storyline of wrestling has a place, like in any field, right? And then the whole system works better together. I love this. I'm a fan of this phrase. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts, in essence. Let me highlight that real quick. Let's see what else is on the dock. So I don't know. I was doing something. I think I was cleaning. Yeah, I was cleaning the living room, and I had on the TV like little nostalgia. Oh, I had the record player playing, right? But the TV was off. I was like, a TV is there. Let me use it. So I put on a slideshow of old anime scenes, or like retro anime scenes. I muted the TV and just had like the retro anime scenery playing while the music was playing. And I was just staring at it, and I was like, I love looking at it, right? I just love the old art style, like from like the old, like this is probably most of the stuff was like even before I was born. And I was like, I don't know, I started romanticizing it again, and I was thinking, I wish, part of me wish I lived like in the older time, or like, I just want to appreciate it more. I just find it really beautiful, like the old art style, especially when it comes to like anime and stuff like that. I feel like that was the life that I wanted to live, but now I'm like in the future, and everything feels so square and like uh man made and stuff. Like the heart isn't there that it was. Everything's just so like polished and stuff. And just because it's more like high definition doesn't really make it better in my opinion. You know, like I was talking earlier today with some my friends that David and Edward, how like new Pokemon games they look nicer in some aspects, right? More colored or 3D now and stuff. But there was a huge charm with the older games where everything was kind of like pixelated and stuff that you can't replace. Like it's a charm that'll never be replaced, and like I think I'll always appreciate those games more. Also on top of the fact that the Pokemon games are much easier now. Like it's kind of a bit silly. Um, yeah. So now I think I'm gonna go ahead and pop open this Doritos Papadia, which I don't want to get too. Should still be relatively warm because it's been that long, but oh, it's smaller than I thought. All right, I never had a Papadia at all. I've had a Pizza Hut melt. Um, that might be similar. All right, let's take a bite here without any sauce. I mean, any of the ranch sauce. On first bite, I have no strong feelings. Let's take one more bite, and then I'll try the sauce real quick. Okay, second bite, a little bit better, but still nothing to really say about it. Now I'll take one more bite with the sauce. I'll give my final review. Okay, the sauce for sure helps. The sauce actually had like the Doritos taste on top of the Doritos seasoning that's on the crust. Yeah. Okay. So main verdict here, based on my quick impressions, I wouldn't. I would highly recommend not going out of your way to get this. Um, it's good. But it's nothing special. It's just like a gimmick. Yeah. So maybe like a 6.5. Like it passes, but like borderline, and it's like nothing worth. Yeah, don't go out of your way for this. That's the Doritos Cool Ranch Papadia at Papa John's. But I will enjoy the rest of it and my pizza. I ordered a stuffed crust pizza. I haven't had one of those in a while from Papa John's. I've been at Papa John's in general for a while because, in my opinion, Domino's is the best for the price. Yeah. I think I'm actually gonna be under 30 minutes because I paused a lot. Hold on, I need to make sure I don't miss the match real quick. Yeah, I paused a lot throughout this episode because I have the pizza and all that stuff. So I might be under 40 minutes after I cut out all the white space, but I think it's pretty close to 30, and I want to stop it here. I want to leave a song at the end of this episode, but I don't have a song, so let me find one. Really? Oh, I have one actually. Or do I? Let's do. You know what? Let's do this song. So I've been playing Guilty Gear. Nothing new really on that. I'm kind of like stalemated at floor 6, floor 7. But the character I've been playing, Bridget, his theme song is called "A Town Inside Me." The Town Inside Me. It's by AISHA slash Arc System Works, which is the company that makes Guilty Gear. And yeah, I have heard the song so many times because it's always playing whenever you're training as Bridget. But yeah, I've grown to love it, even though it sometimes gets a little tiring. But I think overall it was such a good song. I just recently, yesterday I think, added it to my playlist. So yeah, I'm gonna play the song Bridget's theme song from Guilty Gear, "The Town Inside Me." So stay tuned for that. Anyways, thank you for listening to another episode of the Broke But Not Broken podcast. I hope you enjoyed this one and have a good one.